I'm Josh with Waupaca Community Media, and we're back again. Aaron Jensen from the city of Waupaca and Ron Sorry from the school district of Waupaca. Hello.
Hey, Josh.
And Ron, we got kind of an interesting story from the school. One of your classes is working on a classic car restoration. How neat.
Yeah, Bill Krosberg has been doing this for several years. Bill, this is the third car that his classic car restoration class is completing. The first two were very beautiful. I've seen pictures of them. That was before I was here. But this latest one, it's getting close to being finished. It will be finished this year. And I happened to stop in there this week and see it and talk to some of the kids. There were some representatives from Neville Motors there as well. So it's pretty interesting, and just wanted to share that because there'll be more coming out about this car in the program.
Very cool. We'll jump over to Aaron, and there's been a lot of movement downtown, and in some places maybe some lack of movement, but some reasons behind that. Let's start out talking about the St. Mary's demolition. That's kind of hit a point, and it's been on pause for a while.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. The St. Mary's Church project, or the old St. Mary's Church project, a lot of people obviously noticed it coming down. Josh, you chronicled that on our social media and let people follow that process pretty intently. It's going to be like a downtown style urban apartment complex, but it's been sitting idle for a month. And I want to speak to that. We're able to talk to the developers, Jared and I, about maybe 2.5 weeks ago, learned that they had found more asbestos, unfortunately, in that takedown process. And they wanted to make sure they disposed of it appropriately. And that took longer. And what they did is they missed a window for their foundation guy. And with contractors and everything being, as busy as they are and so backed up, you miss that window, it's hard to reschedule. So that's why it's been idle. He expects it to pick back up soon. So people should start seeing activity on that site soon. And then another construction project that started and finished really in very short manner once it started going was the Danes Hall Plaza project. And we kind of viewed that as the finishing, not the finishing touch, because there's a lot of stuff going on and it will always be improved, but of the Main Street infrastructure project almost. So that road used to go up the hill to Rasmussen Park. The city worked with Danes Hall, and Danes Hall is obviously, we're extremely lucky to have that renovation in that part of the downtown of that type of a building. It's awesome. But we worked with them to kind of deed some land over as a part of a development agreement, get some grants. They put a bunch of investment into the improvements to make that a plaza area that'll serve both the Danes Hall, but also will act as a public plaza area that also serves as an ADA accessible ramp to their building and to the top of Rasmussen Park. Colored concrete looks great. Check it out if you haven't. It's just another great addition to Main Street. And then lastly, in the downtown area, the Rotary Clock. You'll notice that there is a new old looking Rotary clock on the front lawn at City Hall. And that is a donation, very generous donation from Rotary. It looks like it has always belonged. It kind of fits that old historic type feel. Great addition to the front lawn. I think their thought is, it could be a gathering place, right? Like from a social and a placemaking and all of that, let's meet at the Rotary Clock. And they have, just to give a little plug, they have their Rocktoberfest this Friday night. So if you haven't got your tickets, go there. It's a great fundraiser for the Rotary Club.
Perfect. Lots going on downtown. We'll jump back to Ron. The high school curling team is getting organized and are looking for people who are interested to join in.
That's right, Josh. It's interesting. We offer so many different activities through the city, also through the school district for kids to participate in. Last year I spoke a lot about the trap team. Some people didn't know that we have a trap team, and it's a great niche for different students. We also have a very unique niche as well, a curling team. So I just wanted to share that. A lot of people aren't aware that we have a curling team for our middle and high school kids, boys and girls. The season starts November 14th and it ends February 17th. They practice on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's 4 to 6. On Wednesdays, it's 4 to 5:30. Their competitions are usually Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3 o'clock. And there is actually a division. It's called the Northern Division that they compete in. There's 3 Wausau schools, Wausau West, Wausau East, and then DC Everest, which is its own school district, but it's in that same Wausau area. Medford has a team, Point has a team, and Marshfield has a team. So Waupaca competes against these other schools in this Northern Conference. And you know, for kids, all they really need are athletic shoes. They can purchase a pair of grippers, and then they buy a curling sweatshirt. The club provides the rest. So it's inexpensive to get involved. It's easy to register. And there's a transfer bus from both the high school and the middle school that takes these students to the club during the season. And if anybody is interested in learning more, Neil Weinberg from town here, from our community, is the coach, and he's a parent of some of these athletes. And you can call Neil at 715-281-9693 if you'd like your child to get involved in the sport of curling. It's a neat activity for our kids.
Perfect. Another neat activity is a wine walk coming up this weekend, Aaron.
Yeah, so that's another thing that is, it's an event that's created to help support our downtown. It's not the city that's putting on it. It's really the Chamber of Commerce and collaboration between them and the downtown business owners. And the details of that, it's on Saturday. You can get your tickets. I believe they're $35. Get them from the Chamber of Commerce. So if you're interested, call there, walk there, go there. I think you can also get them right before the event, and then enjoy that. Let me pull it up really quickly. Looks like it's from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday. So if you have nothing planned this weekend, check it out.
Perfect. Ron Pirackley, we talked about some of your school safety efforts, and one of those more recent efforts is a school safety training with your safety teams on reunification. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it seems like every month we have a safety training. We had one in August. We're going to have one here coming up next week. The Department of Justice is actually going to be here in town helping us learn more about reunification if there was a crisis. And they're going to be teaching us the I Love You Guys reunification process. So we're excited about that. All 4 of our schools and the safety teams from each of our 4 buildings are going to be participating in this training. So it's not all of the staff, it's each individual building safety teams. And we're excited for this to have the Department of Justice here and giving us guidance on practicing a walkthrough of how to do the reunification.
Perfect. And then one last thing this week, anyone paying attention to communication from the city has heard about the revaluation process, which is kind of just fairly re-looking at all the properties in the city and making sure they're valued appropriately. And that process is nearing a close, Aaron.
Yep. And there's actually one other thing. I'm going to get to that, Josh, but while we're talking, I thought of another thing. I believe you posted the Churchill Street Corridor survey link. Is that online?
Yeah, it's on Facebook and the website.
Thank you. Okay, so go check that out. We are also engaging in a process to plan for a new Churchill Street corridor. Like, we don't have construction plans yet. We're just looking for public feedback through this survey. So please, if you have 5 minutes, it's a short survey. We'd love your input. But to Josh's point, yes, the revaluation's been happening for over about a year now, and that has concluded. We expect valuation notices to go out to each individual property in the next week or two. Just to set that up a little bit, everyone probably has recognized that housing values have gone up a lot in the last several years. Just in the last 2 years, in the city of Waupaca, 14% equalized value rise, and then 13% back-to-back years. And before that, I can't remember exactly, but just a kind of a marker of how things have moved up. When this revaluation gets done, right, it's all of it gets done, and it gets done to equal everything out. So it makes sure that everyone's paying their fair share of taxes. So everyone is likely probably to see that theirs went up, but it's likely that the vast majority of everyone's went up. So anyway, if you have any questions about that, once you get the letters, feel free to go on our website. We have a bunch of information, Josh, that you've posted about the revaluation effort. There's a great video that simplifies it. But if you still have questions after that, feel free to contact City Hall at any time. So.
Perfect. Well, Ron, Aaron, appreciate the time to get everyone up to date, and we will talk again soon.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Josh.